Okay, so today, the subject that I'm going to cover, um, is going to be mental disease and suicide. As much as I can uh, go into it without having a lot of knowledge about it, but just sharing how it has impacted my life. So I was watching this documentary this morning on Donny Hathaway, and so he was this artist, this musician back in the '60s, '70s, and he was extremely talented, like one of the icons in the for R&B, for soul music, and how he was so talented, but how he, you know, they found out he developed schizophrenia, and how he eventually he took his own life. I mean, they say he might have got pushed out the window, or he might have been an accident, or that he actually committed suicide, jumped out of a window. But here in Oklahoma, we have one of the highest rates of mental illness in the country. One of the highest rates of substance abuse, especially prescription drug abuse here, and it's just devastating. Uh, Before, you didn't really hear a lot about African Americans committing suicide, but now it's becoming more and more prevalent within our community. But I think that a lot of people, probably more than we want to think, have contemplated suicide, have even tried suicide. I can say for myself that I tried when I was I was a sophomore in high school, and I was just being a spoiled brat. Honestly, I did have probably some issues with just being lonely and not getting the attention that I should have gotten from my parents, or, I had a drinking problem when I was in high school. But ultimately, I just felt lonely. And I remember thinking that I wanted to get at my father. Like, I wanted to hurt his feelings because it was just stupid. I had a car. I wanted to go drive it. And he was like, no, you can't go anywhere. I think I was sick or something. He was like, you got the flu or whatever. No, you can't drive the car. You just need to stay your butt at home. And so I decided that I'm going to kill myself. And I went to the cabinet, took Actifed, Sudafed, Tylenol, just a whole bunch of pills. I don't remember exactly how many I took, probably anywhere from, I want to say around 15 pills. It might have been less, maybe 10 to 15 pills. And so I remember, I didn't tell anybody what I had did, but I remember calling my friends, telling them I loved them, whatever, and just laying there and just, okay, I'm just gonna die. And anyway, needless to say, I didn't die, but it just shows that, people have issues and they have pain, and maybe an incident can happen and it can trigger it, but, it's just, there's a lot going on, I think a lot of people, especially here in the United States, a lot of people don't have the family connection that they should have. I think that people get acquired things to fill up the void that we don't have, because we live in a capitalist society, and it's about how much you can acquire. Your value is determined, your self-worth is determined on what you can acquire, what you have. And a lot of times people aren't spending time with their family as much. Moms aren't staying in homes and nurturing their children. You have a lot of people, substance abuse. You have a lot of the men, they go to prisons, a lot of children being raised without fathers. So it's just layers and layers of things that can contribute to depression and drug abuse, substance abuse, and ultimately could lead to suicide, feelings of helplessness and mental illness. And one thing that I will say in the Black community is that there's such a stigma attached to mental illness. a lot of us feel that if we can't go to God and pray about it, we just need to pray about it. We just need to go read the Bible, and we had this thing, oh, they're crazy or they're evil or whatever, and they just need to get hands, somebody to lay hands on them, or people want to discipline the evilness out of, people. But the fact is that there is a epidemic of mental illness. Statistically, I'm a public health student. They say 1 out of 4 Americans have a diagnosable mental illness, and Oklahoma has ranked one of the top. It's in the top 5 in the country of mental illness. I want to say top 3. Mental illness, drug abuse, and then you have the high rates of obesity, and I mean it's just a lot here in this place. But what I wanted to say is that honestly, it's gonna take a while to make things better. But as people, as a family member, as a member of society, what we can do is we can just have more compassion on people. People are going through a lot of things. Everybody has their issues. Everybody have things that they're going through. If we could just be more patient with other people. Somebody might snap and have a bad attitude and we taking it personal. Well, no, hurt people. People already have issues, and then they have to go out and they're interacting, with other people, and they're, they might be mad, they might be frustrated. So just keeping that in mind, there's a lot going on. If we can have compassion and we can recognize mental illness as a true disease, just like, liver disease, just like kidney disease, just like, all these other organs. People don't realize that, your mind, your brain is also a, it's disease, levels of disease, but it is actual disease, and it needs to be recognized as a disease and not minimalized to, just crazy. It's deeper than that. We have to, we gotta use our brains and, realize and have compassion and actually empathize with people that do have mental illness. Because like they say, 1 out of 4 Americans have some form of diagnosable mental illness, mental disease. So with that being said, that's my topic of the day. Just stay encouraged and, just be empowered, have compassion, take time, learn about different things so that you can have a better rounded understanding of mental disease and illness, so that you can help and so that you can be a more productive citizen, because we all in this together. And that's all I want to say. Love you. Peace.